Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel, and welcome back to the Cincinnati Reds rebuild here on MLB The Show 22. That's right, we return, and we are almost done with, the fifth season? Let me check the GM goals real quick. Yes, no, the fourth season. We are almost done with the fourth season, excuse me. Because we had 3 seasons so far in the rebuild. We've improved from last season, and we have currently 72 wins with still a full month to go in the season. So we have a chance to do better than what we did record-wise last season. And hopefully we can do better than losing in the NLDS last season, because that's something that I don't really want to do. I don't really want to do that. We are currently leading the NL Central by 2.5 games, but if you remember from last episode, we kind of hit a rough patch towards the end of the season, allowing the Brewers to get back into the series, or into the division, by almost getting swept by them, losing 3 out of 4, and then going ahead and losing 2 out of 3 the very next week. So we don't play the Brewers at all the rest of the season. We play the Cardinals a couple of times, we play the Cubs a couple of times, and we play the Pirates. So the Brewers are going to have to lose their games. It's up to us. We've got to win the rest of our games so that we don't have to worry about Milwaukee catching us. That's basically all that we have to do. But it is September, so you know what happens in September? In September, we have September call-ups, and who's going to get the bump? Who's going to get the call-up? I don't really even know. What do we need? Our bullpen and our lineup could be a little bit better, I guess you could say. We could use some help. Don't we have an injury? I think we have an injury. I can't remember. It's been a while since I recorded the last video. Yeah, Ronnie Mauricio got injured. I forgot about that. He broke his shin, so he's out for the rest of this month, probably even until the playoffs, maybe even deeper into the playoffs. But Ronnie Mauricio, one of our newer additions from the trade deadline this season, is injured. So the bullpen, we maybe could use another arm in the bullpen. So I guess that could be helpful, and then just bring up like two bats. And I say 2 bats because we have 3 spots available instead of 2 spots available. So let's just bring up another arm in the bullpen. Maybe a Adrian Hernandez or a Jesus Luzardo. No, it's Jesus Luzardo. It has to be. That's right. I remember we got him from the trade deadline, and I said that we had to bring him up in September. So we'll bring him up. He can be another arm in the bullpen. And then we can bring up a couple of bats to try and help us out in terms of just depth. But who's that going to be? It might have to be Edwin Arroyo, actually. Maybe it's Edwin Arroyo. Maybe it's probably Jay Allen. Jay Allen gets the call up. So he's one of them. And then it's going to maybe be Encarnacion. Is he having a good year in AAA? Hitting 273, 13 home runs, 52 RBIs. Slugging 444. I mean, he's having a decent season. What about Justin Boyd? He's probably the only other guy I would consider. He's not having that great of a year in AAA. So it's probably going to have to be Encarnacion. So he's not even on the 40-man. Okay, let's get him on the 40-man and then add him up. All right, so Encarnacion returns to the big league club. That's our 3 call-ups, and we had to have 3 because we had an extra spot already. So that's the 3 call-ups, and we are probably going to simulate and play a road game here. So let's simulate this series against the Marlins. Hopefully we do a little bit better than how we finished the month of August. And the bats don't have valid lineups. Let's go and quickly fix that for them. We took away the right fielder, Encarnacion, so they need to have Raditz probably there. They don't have a lot of depth either. That's kind of scary for the bats, but they should be able to figure it out. All right, that's the valid lineup for them, and let's continue simulating with the Marlins here. Ooh, big 4-game sweep of the Marlins. That puts us 4 games ahead of the Milwaukee Brewers. That was a huge sweep of the Marlins right there. And then we go and lose 2 of 3 against the Cubs. Still 4.5 games back ahead of the Brewers. 77 wins. We have a 2-game set against the Cardinals at home, and we sweep them in 2. Beautiful. Now we play a 4-game set against the Pirates. Dustin May has had a concussion, and he's out for 1 to 2 weeks. Well, that's not good, but we swept the Pirates. I think that might have just clinched us. Did that clinch us? Not league leaders. Standings. We haven't clinched yet. The Brewers still have a chance to win the division. 6.5 games back, but we have 83 wins. The Dodgers have 102. Yikes. All right, so we got some work to do. We are certainly not the best team in the league, but 83 wins is 2 behind. It is 2 behind our win record from last year, which is 85. So if we could just win 2 more games, we tie it. And we've had a great month. We've only lost 2 games the month of September. This is fantastic. Taj Bradley's 6-0 for some reason. Why is he in the starting lineup? It's because Dustin May's injured. That's right. So Taj gets to be in the starting lineup. Casey Mize is 13-4. Lodolo's 14-6. Walker Buehler's 12-7. Ohtani's 16-9. We're having great pitching performances. Rafael Devers is probably going to win the MVP. Dustin May still has a chance at the Cy Young, but these couple weeks that he's going to miss with this concussion is going to hurt him. And Jack Leiter, look at Jack Leiter out here, 16-5. Good for him. Ohtani's also in contention for it. The reliever of the year could be Trevor Rogers. Cam Collier's got a chance to win Rookie of the Year, so we could have Rookie of the Year in 2 of the last 3 seasons. I'd be down for that. I would be down for that. Tyler O'Neill also could win Gold Glove for left field. Okay. Silver Slugger for pitcher, obviously Ohtani with 33 home runs. That's got to be his best season in a while, right? In terms of hitting. Yeah, it's his best season in terms of just power and RBIs and stuff and home runs since about 2021, which is real life. So he's kind of slumped a little bit, but he's here. He's doing well. Finally starting to come into his own. And we are going to simulate these games against the Diamondbacks because they don't really matter towards our division standings, I wouldn't think. Probably the Cardinals games would matter the most, so we'll probably play the Cardinals. Let's play these Diamondback games, and we swept them. That is 86 wins now, and we will keep an eye on the standings to make sure that we don't miss when we clinch the division. 7.5 games. I have to think that if we sweep or just absolutely take the series against the Giants, we have to clinch, right? We swept them, and Dustin May is back. 89 wins. Standings. We did it, boys. The division has been clinched. We've won the division. The NL Central is ours for the first time in the rebuild. It took us 4 seasons, but we did it. We have clinched the division. 9.5 games up on the Brewers. Look at this month of September. We've lost 2 games so far in this month. 2 games, and they were both to the Cubs. That is an absolutely insane record in the month of September. We went on a hot streak like I've never seen before. Dustin May gets to come back as the Cy Young potential. Is he still leading it? He is, but now Ohtani's gotten back into the fold. Jack Leiter must have slipped up a little bit, but Ohtani and Dustin May. So no matter what happens, we're probably going to get the Cy Young for this year. And, oh my God, Jonathan India. He wasn't in this, was he, last time we checked? 30 home runs for Jonathan India, playing shortstop now. Or, no, he's playing second base, excuse me. I thought he went back to second base because of Mauricio, right? Or how was it? I don't remember. He's playing second base, though. But he's having a fantastic season. His most home runs he's ever hit in his career. He's getting close to the most RBIs he's ever had, and he's hitting the best average-wise. This man should win MVP. But it looks like he's not even in contention for MVP because the home runs really matter in terms of MVP. But he could win batting title if he gets that ERA or that average up a little bit more. But Rafael Devers, 104 RBIs is crazy. But that's cool. At least we have somebody in contention for it. So we're going to win some awards this year. We are certainly going to win some awards this year. Dustin May and Casey Mize are on the mound for us against the Cardinals. I think we should pitch with the Cy Young candidate. We might as well pitch with the Cy Young candidate, see if we can get him another win. 20-5 on the year. A 3.05 ERA going up against Jordan Montgomery, Reds and Cardinals from Busch Stadium. Let's get it done.
And welcome into the ballpark. Happy to have you with us. The show brings you a matchup of division rivals. It's the Cincinnati Reds, the St. Louis Cardinals. John Shambi and Chris Singleton on the call. We got a lengthy win streak on the line here tonight.
These guys are dialed in right now, and no better time than towards the end of the season because you carry that momentum, that urgency into October.
So just about set now. Today's starting pitcher, Jordan Montgomery. And Singy, it's unique these days, but he's more of a pitch-to-contact type of guy.
Yeah, Boogie doesn't rely too heavily on the strikeout. He knows he needs to miss barrels, get some soft contact.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we start the final game of the regular season. Not technically, we still have a series against the Cubs and one more game against the Cardinals, but you get what I mean. The final game that we are going to play of the regular season here in year number 4, and big boy Alek Thomas leads off with a big-time single right up the middle past second base, and now the man who is in contention for the batting title this year, Jonathan India, having his best season as a pro. I'm glad to see him finally start to become the guy that I know he could be, and he's finally starting to do that as he looks at a fastball for a 3-2 count. Jordan Montgomery on the mound, former Yankee, now playing here in St. Louis at Busch Stadium. And Jonathan India, oh wow, I could have absolutely crushed that baseball, but I just missed it a little bit with the PCI. That baseball could have been absolutely demolished into the outfield. Alex Kirilloff will take the plate as the third man in the lineup. 1-2 count to him. I never like playing pitchers who have a fastball this low into their repertoire. Like if you have a fast, anything other than a fastball as your first pitch, I am a little bit questionable of going against you. And that's exactly what Jordan Montgomery has. Tyler O'Neill, probably going to win NL Gold Glove in left field. So that's awesome. And now he's going to hit that ball to left field himself and fly out. So we got the first hit of the game, but we could not capitalize on it. They have, it looks like they have, what's his face? Eloy Jimenez out there in left field. I forgot that they had him. Is this the first time we've seen Dustin May all season? Except for we saw him in spring. I don't remember. Have I pitched a game with Dustin May this year in the regular season? I cannot remember. It's certainly, if I couldn't remember what I did last episode, I certainly won't be able to remember what I did the previous episodes in the year. And that's not strike 3? Oh, this umpire got paid off. He got paid off here at home for the Cardinals. Wow, how was that not strike 3? That was a beautifully placed cutter, low and inside, that just did not get called strike 3, even though it clearly was. And you know we're living in a fantasy world when the Orioles have 97 wins. I just saw that on the bottom ticker. And the Tigers have 92 wins. Yikes, what is going on? All the bad teams, I mean, even us. In real life, all 3 of these teams, the Orioles, Tigers, and Reds, are all horrible. And in this alternate universe, in year number 4 of a franchise, they all have a big-time amount of wins and probably going to make the playoffs. Well, we are guaranteed to make the playoffs. I'm assuming if we're guaranteed to make the playoffs, then they're guaranteed to make the playoffs. But I can't fully say that because, oh, De La Cruz, luckily 26 speed is not fast enough. It is fast enough. De La Cruz, you can't make those mistakes. Well, he's not winning Gold Glove. I don't know if he was in contention for it, but he's certainly not winning it now. De La Cruz cannot make those mistakes, especially when a double play was easy there for you. And the Yankees have 77 wins? What is going on in this world? 3-2 to Brandon Lau. He fouls that off. We got to try and go for a ground ball here. There it is. Collier at first. There's to second in India. And then Dustin May at first. And that's how we end the inning. Good job. That was a good ground ball pitch by Dustin May, getting Brandon Lau out. And getting out of the inning, and now we have Elly De La Cruz, former Rookie of the Year. I won't be able to say that. Well, I still can say that because he still is a former Rookie of the Year. But if Cam Collier wins Rookie of the Year this year, then I'll have to say it for him, the defending NL Rookie of the Year next season. That's what I did for De La Cruz last year. And he will just ground out to second. The Dodgers have 108 wins. Dodgers team must be going crazy. Votto is playing DH today. He hadn't played for a while, so I thought, you know what, final game, maybe that we'll ever see him. And he's wearing number 22. Oh, God, I forgot that sometimes it changes his number for some reason. Whatever. Hopefully he retires, so we don't have to deal with that anymore. I don't know who takes his number. Somebody takes number 19, and I don't know who it is. But that's happened multiple times now, where he gets his number taken. We give him number 22. If I see somebody today with the number, then I'll have to remember to change it back. But I guess it doesn't matter because this is the last time we might ever see Votto in a Reds jersey. I'm really hoping he retires. Not because I hate Joey Votto, but one, he's taken up a roster spot at a 56 overall. And two, he's got his time. He's done. He's had his moment. He won us a game a couple episodes ago. he's had his run in the sun. He's very old. He needs to retire. He's making $14 million over next season, plus including this year. So he needs to get off our books. He needs to just call it a career. Maybe we've done enough to get him in the Hall of Fame. I don't know. The MLB Hall of Fame is very stingy when it comes to this game. It's very hard for players to get into the Hall of Fame. You have to be very, very good. And I don't know if Votto's done it. I mean, only one MVP, possibly one World Series if we can get him this one. Maybe if we do win the World Series, he'll retire. Great! 101 on the fastball right down the gut. I guess it wasn't right down the gut. It was a little high. But still, just went right after him, and he swung right past it. You love to see that. 3-2 count to Carlson. Dustin May with the pitch, and he grounds to De La Cruz. And that's the end of the second. All right. I'd like to see a little bit more consistency from the bats, though. I mean, we are going up against a guy with a changeup as his number one. I talked about that earlier, how I don't like going up against pitchers with anything other than a fastball as their number one. It always throws me off a little bit. But this is also, I think, the first time we get to see Tamar Johnson, right? I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've seen him in the lineup on camera since acquiring him from the Pirates. I'm just happy we won the division. We have absolutely destroyed the month of September. This is the best month of baseball that I've ever had, I think, in any save I've ever done. I don't think I've ever had a 2-loss month in a baseball calendar season. I mean, that's just absolutely insane to even think about. I mean, obviously we still got this game and the next game against the Cardinals, and then a final series against, who was it? Was it the Giants or the Cubs? Or there's a couple other series that we have left, but still, I mean, the fact that we've dominated this much, absolutely insane. And we couldn't have won the division without it, I don't think. I think if we would have struggled, if we would have had a month like we had in August, where we had some inconsistencies and we were losing some games in a row, I feel like we wouldn't have won the division as easily. But the month that we've had with Jonathan India playing as hot as he is, Dustin Mays came back from injury and is pitching well, and Ohtani's pitching well. Everything's coming together as we head into October, which is where you want things to come together. That is certainly where you want everything to come together, no doubt about it. I'm just glad that we most likely won't have to play, we for sure won't have to play a wild card game because we won the division. And that's a beautiful slurve from Dustin May as he strikes him out there to get the second out of the inning. We'll have to play probably a winner of a wild card game, I would guess. 2-1 count to Tommy Edman. He's 0 for 1 on the night, and he will be 0 for 2 as the fastball is blown right by him. Dustin May looking pretty good through 3 innings. And here he is, the hot Jonathan India, 0 for 1 on the night so far. But, my God, I missed it. Wow, that AL Central standing is insane. The Tigers have 90 wins, and then the next team is 70. That's crazy how much of separation, how games of separation that is. Crazy lead for the Tigers, and the Astros have 103, Mariners have 84. As Jonathan India hits his 29th double of the year with a perfect, by the way. Gotta love those perfects. I'm not sending him. I was gonna say I think I'm gonna send him to third, but I am. He would have been safe. He probably would have been safe, but there's no need to risk a runner in a valuable position like second base when it's still 0-0 in the fourth. So, and that's going to be a walk to Tyler O'Neill, who's also having a very good season. And now it's Ellie De La Cruz. Earlier in the year, I was unstoppable with him, and even last year I was unstoppable with him. I couldn't not get a hit with him. But now, recently, haven't been able to find that same kind of magic. And I had it right there. I just missed it. I was very early on the timing. This one has a chance to pop up, and it does. India's going to third. He's going to be safe. I knew that had a chance to get the catcher, and that's beautiful. Now it's 2-2. De La Cruz is out of the double play scenario, and anything in the outfield probably scores 2. And that's going to be in the outfield, and it will score both of them. De La Cruz delivers the first 2 runs of the night for the Cincinnati Reds here in the top of the 4th, 1 out. Good job from De La Cruz. And now we've got Votto. Does he still bang? We found out a couple episodes ago that he does when he walked us off there. But can he do it again? Can he find another RBI, another ribby? Throwing back on De La Cruz. I don't know. I'm not going to steal with De La Cruz. He's got decent speed. 73 speed, 48 steal. That's not horrible. I'd like to see it a little bit better, but especially on a lefty pitcher, I'm not stealing with 70 speed. And Votto will ground into a double play. Oh, that was a really high pitch. Jeez, or a high throw. That shortstop did not need to throw that high of a little like underhand throw, but he did. Luckily, for them, the second baseman, Tommy Edman, was able to climb the ladder and catch it, but that was a little unnecessary. Unnecessary danger. Juan Yepes, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but you fly out to Alex Kirilloff in right field to begin the bottom of the 4th. All right. Nolan Arenado 0 for 1, although he reached on an error. Tamar Johnson will make it 0 for 2. Oh, that was the Ellie De La Cruz error, wasn't it? When he grounded to third and missed a double play opportunity. That was that error. Ooh, sinker, 99 on the gun. Absolutely dusted him. And now we go fastball, and he gets caught looking. Brandon Lau goes down, and Dustin May gets out of another inning. He is looking hot tonight. Going for his 21st win, looking to lock up the NL Cy Young for the 2nd straight season, I'm pretty sure, as Cam Collier sends that to left field. But Eloy Jimenez makes the trek back there and grabs it. Tamar Johnson 0 for 1. I'm really looking for these young prospects to take that next step here in the next couple of seasons. We've got Collier, who's probably going to win Rookie of the Year. Tamar Johnson's here now. We've got some good catchers. We've got Vladimir Herrera, who I did send down this season, but he's still hopefully going to develop. We've got some good young prospects. We've got Jay Allen in center field. Encarnacion, who we called up. We've got, what's-his-face, Drew Jones. So, I mean, we got a lot of young talent on this roster. They just need some time to develop. And that's going to get past them. And I was going to send Tyler Stevenson to third, but Edman was able to get that. He slowed it down. That was perfect. That didn't feel perfect, but whatever. Jonathan India coming off the double. 1 for 2. He needs to have a good night because he's trying to extend his chances at the batting title, but that's not going to help him. He needs to finish really strong these last 5 or so games. 3-2 to Jimenez, and he will hit that to shortstop. India makes the play, and Jonathan India will get the out at first. I wonder if India's in the running for Gold Glove shortstop. Probably not, because he's still listed as a second baseman. He's just playing shortstop. So if anything, he's in the running for second base Gold Glove, I would guess. Is that how that works? I don't know if that's how that works. Carlson looks at a sinker, makes it 3-1. And he will walk. Good discipline from Dylan Carlson. First mistake, really, of the night for Dustin May in a steal situation. Is this a hit-and-run situation? No, it's just going to be a hit situation. Johnson fields it cleanly. A little bit of a high throw, but Collier is able to make the play, and that is the end of the 5th. I'm loving how Dustin May is performing right now. He's gone 5 strong innings, only about 73, 74 pitches in the count. So he's not really in danger of going crazy right now. He's looking pretty solid. I'm happy for him because I really want him to lock up that freaking Cy Young. I want it to be basically like clinched before we get to the postseason. I mean, obviously it will be clinched before we get to the postseason because the award is a regular season award. 32 home runs, second on the team is Tyler O'Neill. Who has the most? You think it's Ohtani? Is it Ohtani that has the most? He might. I wouldn't be surprised. I know he's got 30. At least he's got in the 30s. He might have 33, actually. I would not be surprised as Tyler O'Neill hits that into the left center gap and gets on base with 1 out. I definitely wouldn't be surprised. And they pull Jordan Montgomery in the top of the 6th for Colby Allard. Very interesting. De La Cruz is the man who got the 2 RBIs, and he will move O'Neill to second. And he gets on first with the single. And now it's Joey Votto 0 for 2, 2-2 count. Come on, Votto. Anything in the outfield scores at least 1. Well, certainly just 1. But that's going to be a double play to end the inning. So instead of getting a run scored, we get a double play. Good job, Votto. But now we go bottom 6. I'm thinking we probably, depending on how well the 6th and the 7th go, I think we can let Dustin May run this game. Unless he has a home run go against him, then he probably doesn't make it out of the 6th. Depending on how everything goes, I mean, he's pitching pretty solid. I mean, look at that. That was still nasty. That slurve was nasty. So he's still got some stuff on him. Certainly. 3-2 to Tommy Edman. And he will give a can of corn to Jonathan India. Jack Sparrow. Bada bing, bada boom. And that's 2 quick outs in the 6th. Now it's time for Juan Yepes. I'm not liking the fact that we're down in the count a lot. Oh, bounce off the glove of O'Neill in left field. I thought I had the speed to get there. Guess I didn't. But we're always down in the count. It's either 3-1, 2-1, something like that. I want to be ahead in the count a little bit here. Speaking of being down in the count, I've forced myself to be down in the count here, trying to pitch away from Nolan Arenado as he goes right past that fastball to make it 3-2. The runner's going, and he made contact on the sinker. So it's still 3-2. There goes the runner. Another foul tip away. Tip. Nolan Arenado fighting, staying alive. He stays alive again with the cutter. He will not go down without a fight, but he does finally hit that to De La Cruz. He fields it cleanly, and that is the end of the 6th. Dustin May is doing a great job of surviving these innings and getting out of them. But I will warm somebody up just in case. Just in case the 7th doesn't go as cleanly. I don't think he's going to have the stamina to go any further than 7. If we try to make him go 8, then he's probably going to be into territory where he's going to let some runs go or something. That might even work for the 7th. Like, we might have to be careful, watch his stamina on the 7th. I certainly don't want to have a situation where we leave him out there too long and then he gives up a run or gives up 2 runs and ties it or something. Definitely don't want that to happen, because we've been in that situation plenty of times before and it's cost us. So I don't want that to happen. But Collier won't do anything. Or that was Tamar Johnson, not Collier. Tamar Johnson sends that to center field. All right. Tyler Stevenson. 1 for 2 on the night for him. Who knows what the future holds at catcher? Is Tyler Stevenson, I don't know if he's the long-term option, but maybe for another season he could find himself still behind the plate. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It all depends on contracts, really. That's really the only limiting factor that we have here. It all depends on contracts. Who's making the most money? Who's got money that's kind of unnecessary at this point? Who's cheap and still good? All depends on the contracts. As Alec Thomas bloops that one into left field. And we've got 2 on and 2 out. As we continue the top of the 7th, Jonathan India, I really need you to boost your batting average here, so I need a big-time hit from you. Maybe a couple RBIs. That would help. Instead, Tommy Edman will snatch that out of the sky, and that is the end of the 7th. For us, at least. Yeah, see that stamina for Dustin Mays in the orange? Not a good sign, so we're probably going to have to call him after this. I'm going to have to give him a shower. But De La Cruz should have the speed to get there, even though he was in the shift. And he does. Boom. In the foul territory. That's 1 out. 34th home run for Jose Altuve. I don't think there's been an American leaguer who has like a crazy amount of home runs. I think Rafael Devers has like 39 for the Phillies in the National League, so I don't think, at least as far as I know, I don't think there's a crazy like season going on right now in terms of like power and RBIs and stuff. But I don't fully know. Oh, and Dustin, man, I mean, he could go 8. He looked strong in that inning. He looked really strong, and they bring in Genesis Cabrera. Okay. Good old Genesis. Phil Collins. And that's going to probably get down. Yes, it will. Kirilloff gets in. Splits the left center gap right there and gets on base for a leadoff single. Genesis Cabrera giving up a hit. Alex Reyes 2 and 6 with a 3.7 or something? He might be on the move. He's got a bigger contract, and we were thinking about moving one of those guys in the offseason because we're just going to probably have to. So Alex Reyes might be on the move. I mean, he's a high overall, but if he's going to be performing like that, then... And maybe some of that's a little unfortunate, but that's going to be insurance, no doubt about it. Kirilloff is going to be able to extend that, I would think. I'm sending him. I'm sending Kirilloff home, but they're going to be distracted by Tony O'Neill, and he gets thrown out, but we get our insurance run. So it's kind of like a suicide right there. I kind of forced Tyler O'Neill to be out on the play just so I could force the run home to get that extra insurance. You never know. That extra insurance might come in handy, so it's always good to have it when you can get it. And that was bounced off the glove of Arenado. Why did I say Arenado? Arenado. And he's not going to be able to make a play on it, so it's a base hit. Votto walks up, 1 out. Runner on first. Run's already scored in the inning. And Votto will foul tip. Make it 1-2. 10th pitch of the... Well, 11th pitch coming of the night for Genesis Cabrera. And he will foul it away. Come on, Joey. Show me that you still bang. Show me that you still bang. And that might bloop down. Nope. Eloy Jimenez had the speed. He had the speed, the acceleration to get there. Good work by him. I'm in a dilemma, though. I don't know. Should we keep Dustin May going for the 8th? I think we might. He's performed pretty well. That was a strong 7th inning that he had. As Cam Collier delivers a 2-out single to center field, moving Kirilloff, or not Kirilloff, moving... who just went to first? Oh, De La Cruz, that's right. De La Cruz goes to second. Forgot for a second who was on base. And Tamar Johnson gets the same kind of situation, and that's going to be another insurance run. 53 speed, does he have it? Get there, Collier, get down. He's safe, just barely, too. And that's another insurance run. Tamar Johnson does a good job. They pull Genesis Cabrera after not even an inning, and they bring in Trevor May, the Twitch streamer. All right. Tyler Stevenson, 1-2 count, 2 outs. Runner on the corners, and Tyler Stevenson, it's getting out of hand now. It is getting out of hand. I'm sending him home from first to home. Tyler Stevenson clears the bases, and it's 6-0. The Cardinals have crumbled in the 8th. The Cardinals have crumbled in the 8th. Alec Thomas is 3 for 4, by the way. That's a quiet 3 for 4. Didn't even realize he was having such a good night. But he will end the inning unless he can beat this out. Ooh, almost. But just an absolute crumble from the Arizona Cardinals, from the St. Louis Cardinals. And I'm going to let him go into the 8th. I don't know if he'll be able to finish the 8th. But Dustin May has impressed me so far. And any chance to lower the ERA even further is good. So... forget that. He's getting pulled. Forget what I just mentioned. Yeah. Dustin May's day is done. Alex Reyes, welcome to the game. Whoops. Forget about the lowering the ERA. Hopefully that didn't damage it too much. You see, now it's good that we had those insurance runs. Because now instead of being up 3-1, it's now we're up 6-1. As that's the first out of the inning. Good job by Reyes. And I'm still gonna warm up Emmanuel Clase. Might as well get him some more reps before the playoffs because we're gonna need him. Definitely gonna need him in the postseason. Good slider. That was a dirty slider from Reyes there to get the strikeout. It is a 1-1 count to Edman as that was a swing. I gotta say, that was a swing. but they don't call it. 2-1 on it. He looks at a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Painting the corner, and it's 2-2, and he just stares down the barrel of a slider, and Alex Reyes does a good job to get us out of the inning without any more damage. And I wish that home run wouldn't have happened, but it was exactly what I was talking about, wasn't it? I was exactly talking about that earlier, how I didn't want too much damage to happen to Dustin May. And that's exactly what happened. Well, it wasn't too much damage. It was 1 home run, but at least I had the good sense to pull him out. Kirilloff steps to the plate with a full count on him. And Kirilloff probably should have walked there. I shouldn't have swung at that. Peralta's 12-5. That's a good season for him. No wonder the Phillies are probably doing so well. And Kirilloff will pop that up. That is a classic can of corn for the second baseman. Oh, it's Gorman. Have I been calling it Edman? Is Tommy Edman not playing second base for the Cardinals? That's Gorman, Nolan Gorman. Huh. Where's Tommy Edman playing? I don't even know where Edman's playing. Unless he's playing short. Is that Tommy? That might be Tommy. I don't know, but that's the end of the 8th anyway. Huh, that's my bad. I thought that Tommy Edman was playing second base. We bring in Clase. It's not a safe situation, but might as well get him some much-needed reps as we end the season. Or get closer to the season. Who knows how many more games this season he'll even have an opportunity to get in, so might as well get him in when we know we can get him some reps so he's not super cold headed into the divisional. Arenado looks at a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Did Clase make the All-Star game this year? I don't remember. I know he made it the year before because when we signed him, he was or traded for him, whatever we did. However we acquired him, he was an All-Star, I think. Cardinals down to their final out here in the game, and we might as well give him a nice little dirty cutter. Ooh. You got to give me the benefit of the doubt on that one, ref. Or ump, I should say. You played too much Madden. Ooh, that one, he chops it down. Stevenson makes the play and gets him out, and that is the game. Reds win 6-1 on the road in Busch Stadium. Good job, good dubs. India played a decent game. Johnson played a good game. Collier, everybody played a good game. Even Dustin May. Perfect game from him. Except for the home run, but that was kind of my fault more than his fault. But Dustin May, I would assume that locks up the Cy Young for him. Now, things could still change, but this probably is his last outing, right, of the season? I don't think he's got another one scheduled, unless it's the final one of the season. I'm getting a lot of stuff, aren't I? Does he have another one? No, that was his final one of the season. So I'm hoping that locks it up. That's our 90th win, so we're gonna cross 90 wins for the first time in this franchise. But that had to have locked it. I know it doesn't say like clinched or anything, but that had to have locked it up. A 305 average, 20-5, and 201 strikeouts. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he locked it up. So for the second time in 3 seasons, Dustin May probably getting good old-fashioned Cy Young Award. So let's finish these games. We got another game against the Cardinals that we lost, actually. The Bats won their division and made the playoffs, but the Lookouts didn't. So let's finish strong here with the Cubs. And we do. We win 2 of 3 against them. So we only lost 4 total games. Wow, we only lost 4 total games in the month of September. That's actually insane. That is really crazy. We'll go through all this stuff really quickly, the awards and everything, so let's do that. Rafael Devers takes home the National League MVP. Yordan Alvarez takes home the American League MVP. Dustin May locks up his second Cy Young in 3 seasons. And Framber Valdez wins the Cy Young for the American League. The batting title, unfortunately, goes to Rafael Devers. India was trying. He just didn't have a high enough average or enough RBIs or anything like that. He probably was never going to win it, but that's okay. And the American League goes to Yordan Alvarez. Reliever of the Year, Alex Vizia, and Garrett Whitlock. Garrett Whitlock's won it the past 3 seasons at least. Hank Aaron Award goes to Yordan Alvarez and Rafael Devers. Gold Gloves. Here are your Gold Gloves. I'm not going to read each name because that's just going to take forever, so I'll just go individually, and you can see each one if you want to pause it quickly. Tyler O'Neill wins Gold Glove for center field, so that's good. Ohtani wins Silver Slugger for pitchers. Maybe we can get another Silver Slugger here. India wins it for second base. So we got a few awards. Not mad at it. Not mad at it at all. We got a few awards, especially the Cy Young. That's pretty cool. We will also go through the stats. I'm going to go through this quickly so that you guys can see it if you want to pause it. Trey Turner had a fantastic season. It seems like he's leading in everything. All the stats, basically. Him and Rafael Devers, it looks like. But if you guys want to pause it at any point and you want to take a look at the top 10 or the top 8 or whatever it is, then you can certainly do that. And then we can go to the American League now, and we can go through the Anthony Volpe. Somebody that I want to have on the team at some point, Anthony Volpe. But he's very, very hard to trade for, so I don't know if maybe the only way I'll be able to get him is in a free agent deal, but we'll see. Maybe something happened. Crazier things have happened before. But I will go over all the stats and all that stuff before we start the postseason next episode. So we'll go over all these stats. I won't simulate any further. We'll go through all these stats before the postseason and kind of talk about things that happened and who I thought played well and all that kind of stuff. So be on the lookout for that. But we are playing the Phillies in the first round in the NLDS. So we have the lucky part of actually knowing who we're playing instead of having to go through a wild card game. But it looks like the Astros had the best record in the American League with the Dodgers. Then it was Royals and Tigers, and Angels and Mariners make the playoffs for the AL. And then us and the Phillies, Dodgers versus 49ers, Giants and Padres. So very, very interesting. The National League West dominated, it looks like. The National League West got 3 teams in the postseason, 3 of the 6 teams that make it. That's crazy. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. I've got links down below in the description for other channels that I do, for the World of Juice Discord, and for the link to this playlist. So if you want to go back and catch up on any of the prior episodes of this series, it's all right there for you. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.